Good morning, good morning, good morning. Thank you, ladies, for joining us. We're here for August Accountability 2017. I'm Dr. Stacia Alexander. And I have my guest, Miss Yolanda Harper. Thank you.
Hello. Thank you for having me.
Thank you for joining us. I am so excited this morning. So let's just jump right into it.
All right, I'm ready.
All righty. So what did you think when I invited you to be a part of August Accountability? What did you think about your body of work that attracted me to you as it's related to accountability?
I believe strongly in branding, and what I have shown you from our first meeting and thereafter has been a consistent brand.
Okay.
I support women. I encourage, motivate, inspire us to not only be better women, but mothers and colleagues and sisters. So I think what I've shown you was consistent with not only my branding, but with what you're trying to do here today with the ladies.
I appreciate that. Yes, so Yolanda is going to talk to us today in the quadrant of professionalism, okay? And that quadrant is pretty big because it talks about your career, your educational goals, your financial goals. How many of us spend time actually focusing on that, especially once we get caught up in our lives? And then it also talks about the basic pursuit of knowledge. So each of the quadrants are really huge, but Yolanda and I are going to focus on the professionalism quadrant, okay? So if you can just tell us some of your goals when you speak to groups of ladies, because she has a lot of ladies who really admire what she has to say, and you can see she spans ages. For my daughter to be attracted to what she says across the stage, for me to be attracted to what she says across the stage, you can tell that she's able to actually engage with people. So if you'll share some of your goals.
Some of my goals are quite simple. I don't believe that they might be any different from yours. I believe in ever learning. I believe in, regardless to where we are today, we're not the same people or women that we are today than we were, let's say, 30 days ago. Let's say 6 months ago. Definitely not a year ago, I hope, I pray. We've encountered different experiences, different people, different opportunities, different setbacks, different systems, different processes, and with each one of those, we should have been able to take something from that as a road, not as a roadblock, but as a stepping stone, so we all can be better. So it's all about being better. There is always a book. Now, I am not one necessarily, I don't want to say conference and church hopping. I'm not one on that. But there is always someone you can learn from. What I call in my teaching, and I'm about to launch my website.
I'm so excited.
I'm excited about that as well. So one of the things that we're sharing today is I call them nuggets. And nuggets are just small bits and impactful pieces of information that along the way, you might not catch everything, but there's a nugget that you just kind of say, oh, that was mine. So as I'm sitting here today and I'm sharing with Dr. Alexander, if I say something or she says something that you can hold on to, that you might want to put in your pocket and use for later, let me see you do this. Grab the nugget, take this from us. That's what we're here for. Oftentimes, we always hear that women don't support women. I am not only so tired of hearing that, but I want to say that as we begin to mature and begin to grow into ourselves and who we are as women, who God has created us to be, we're no longer that girl.
Right.
We're no longer that girl. We are the ones that if I see my sister and my sister is beautiful, it's not taking anything for me to say, hello, beautiful. It's not taking anything away from me to say, when I saw her on Facebook, I was like, oh, my sister is beautiful. When I walk in a room, oftentimes, in honesty and research shows that first impressions, they're real.
Right.
We walk in a room, we look around, and I said, oh, that was a cute shirt. Okay, she got little sandals on. I mean, we look around and it's just here.
You do an assessment.
We do a quick assessment. Now, there's nothing wrong with the assessment if you do something positive with it.
Right.
Now, if I look at you and say, oh, she got on this little yellow dress, she probably thinks she all that. You're wrong. Don't do my sister like that. Because you wouldn't want anyone misjudging you like that.
or judging you based on one experience.
One experience.
One experience. That's one of the problems that we have. I can appreciate that. The nuggets, what I tell people when I do counseling with them is get your backpack. I'm going to give you some information. What you think you can keep, throw in your backpack. What you can't keep, put in the bottom of the backpack for later.
Yes.
So we're thinking the same thing. I think that's why we were drawn to each other. It is, yeah, just the nuggets, right?
Those nuggets.
So at this point in your life, what do you think people are missing as it relates to professional growth? Is it related to that, how critical we are of one another?
I don't believe it's related to how critical we are of one another. I believe it has more to do with lack of clarity. Oftentimes when you think about our mothers and our grandmothers and our uncles, they would go on a job and they would be there, they're retiring.
Yes, their whole lives.
Now with
Moving
the advancement of technology and the way society is going, you know, we're good. Millennials stay on the job. I think research shows it's 3 years, 3 to 4 years. So we're ever learning, but oftentimes we just say, I'm unhappy here, but I can't pinpoint why. Or if we're in the professional environment, we're not preparing ourselves for advancement because we don't want to outshine, outdo. We don't want to be at work when we're supposed to. We don't want to prepare for the meeting. We don't want to stay after the meeting. We don't want to ask questions to someone that someone told you don't talk to.
Wait, let's stop. Okay, give me. There's the nugget. There's the nugget. I actually had an employee tell her not to talk to me. I said, what are you talking about? This is a place of business. I can't tell her not to talk to you. That's your role at the front desk for people to talk to you. At the front, she said, at the front desk. That's a problem.
Yes. Oftentimes in the workplace, we have the hierarchy. And we have people we have those the executive team that they go into meetings and they come out of meetings and you don't know what they're talking about. But please know, there are a lot of decisions that are being made about your career when you're not in the room.
Right.
So you need a champion who's in that room. And that might be you seeing someone who might be working on a project. And you say, I might be able to, let me change that. I can contribute to that project. Do you mind if I have 15 minutes of your time? Let me go ahead and put 15 minutes on your calendar, and I promise I'll give you 14. I'll give you one back. When you walk in, are you prepared to say, I understand there's a project that you guys are discussing. I don't know a lot of details about it, but what I do know is I love to learn more and I love to contribute. I talk about our unique value proposition.
Okay.
Our UVP. What are you doing in the workplace to stand out? Are you just looking like another sister in the workplace?
You dress for the position that you want.
You dress.
Not the position that you have.
That's
and your
true.
dress is not just about your outer appearance.
Yes.
It is about everything that you present to people.
Yes. Yes. So I mean, we're afraid. You know, I mean, even we're not going to even spend time on talking about the issues with black women in the workplace. That's a whole nother topic.
Okay. We'll need another interview day for that. Okay. So we'll keep moving.
No tolerance for that either. Yeah, keep going.
Just keep going. Okay.
But just being able to know what you want. Know what you want. If you see that, especially if you're working for a company and the culture is not conducive to growth and development, find another company. Or make your own. That's a whole nother topic too. That's a different topic as well. I call it MSI. Do you all know what MSI is? MSI is multiple streams of income.
Oh, yes. Look.
Get your nugget. Get your nugget. Ladies, because we are so multifaceted, because we are so busy taking care of everyone else and doing everything else, and I'm going to get to that in a little bit, this needs to bring me money. I have no issues with going to work because I call that my direct deposit. I know on the 1st and the 15th it's going to hit. But in the same token, I'm also a business owner. I just recently launched Alpha Discovery Group. It's a platform for resources and development and facilitate and just impact women. I have a Fit&40 Crew boot camp. I just left boot camp from 7 to 8 o'clock this morning. I had to go home and
Can
transform.
y'all tell she has a Fit&40 boot camp? Oh my God. What? Yes.
So
Yes,
I
ma'am.
I just left boot camp. So we need to have multiple streams of income, flowing income.
Flowing, right.
I have T-shirts. I have books. I put some on Facebook. Okay, that's $10 that day.
Right.
That's $20 that day. Oh, that's
But
a boot
don't you
camp.
think that people, they are so tunnel vision. I just, this past week I spoke with a lady and she felt like the amount that I was charging was too much. And I said, it's an investment. I just need you to look at it as an investment, but I can't convince her of that. That's a mentality.
It's a mentality, and what I've learned is when we were talking at one time, I don't know necessarily the dates, where there was a recession. Did you all feel the recession? Did you felt it? Okay, because I'm saying I would drive by the Highlands and people were still eating out. People were still shopping.
It was a recession, not
It
a
was
depression.
so what I say to that is, and I mean, me being in the fitness business, of
Right.
course, I hear women say all the time, "Oh, that's too much for." Ma'am, you have a weave, you have nails. Don't tell me. So what I've learned is,
we look at that.
We
What are
do.
you? What's important?
what's important is we spend our money where we want to.
Right.
We spend our money and our time where we want to.
Okay. So you talk about something that I probably jumped out of my seat and grabbed it. Strategic alliances. And the reason I want her to expand on this one is the baby that's leaving home. The whole plan my husband and I have talked about, we're going to sacrificially parent our kids. We're going to do that.
Okay.
When they leave, then we're going to build on the things that we've been laying out
Right.
for the last 20 years, right? And so last year, I started getting out more, started networking. That's cute. I hadn't really networked the business for years because it just worked, okay?
Right.
So in networking more, I'm meeting a lot more people. One of the things that I can repeatedly hear, if the 5 people in your group are not above you, you need to change groups. If the 5 people you hang around with aren't doing anything,
You're gonna be
you need
6.
you need to move around. And I think what's getting lost in that is relationship.
Yes.
And I understand it's a professional move, but the way you present strategic alliances, I loved it.
Basically, when we talk about strategic alliances, we have to understand a few things. First of all, ladies, everyone's not your friend. We're not friends. I have some people who I know. I have some people, ladies, who are associates. I have some people in my life who I call for specific reasons, and they call me for specific reasons. Oftentimes, this is a quick personal story. What I was trying to do was I have what I call my sister circle. As I began to shift in a different direction mentally with my business, I was going to them for information that they couldn't give me. They were not business owners. And I became frustrated with my sister circle because I was pulling from a dry well. Excuse me, let me back that up. It wasn't a dry well. I was pulling from the wrong well. That's a nugget. We have to make sure those things, because I didn't need the girl time like I needed a year ago.
Right.
As I looked at my life, I was thinking, instead of sitting here having dinner, I just spent $60-some. Let me go home, save that 60, and let me look at a webinar on email marketing. Let me go download go look at some YouTube videos. So we don't need the same things we need. Now, do I still have my sister circle? Yes. I just learned out of frustration that I can't pull from them from what I need from this circle over here. Right. And there's a statement that I have on my wall. If I could show you all a picture, I have these big Post-its, and I just have this wall with all my stuff. But it says, and this is a nugget, I want you all to be ready to grab this one. At each level of achievement, it's going to require a combination of what you do, how you do it, and who you do it with. What I needed 6 months ago, as I first stated, I need something different now.
Right.
So it's going to make a difference on this is who I am, this is where I am, this is where you're going. Let me shift that to you. This is where you're going. What do you need here? I don't need dinner spending $60 when I'm building a website and I have a photo shoot and I got to get an outfit. I have to pay a stylist.
Yeah, uh-huh.
I'm a one-woman show.
Right.
Okay? I have to go in here and find a black skirt in the closet and put that with a new jacket. So I had to shift my thinking, and I had to ask my girlfriends, not necessarily for permission, but I said, y'all sisters, y'all, this is what I'm doing.
Right.
I know it's going to seem a little, when y'all call and I can't and I don't want to, I'm at home grinding.
Right. Right.
And again, because they're not business owners, they go to their job every day and come home. They didn't understand it, but I was frustrated trying to get them to say, y'all, what about this? And what about this? And oh, I saw this. And it's like, oh, okay, that's good. And I'm like, no. And I'm all excited. They're like, we got you, Yolanda. So whose fault was that?
Right.
I had to understand that when my strategic alliances, I have a young lady, actually one is my sister and there's another young lady, I call and we talk nothing about but just finances.
And
Hey,
it's okay.
And it's okay. I checked my credit score, girl, went up 10 points. Oh, but I got this over here. Oh, I just paid this off. We can talk about 30, 45 minutes. I want to start learning about investing.
Right.
Guess what? The people in my life right now, I have to create an entirely different strategic alliance.
But you don't get rid of this.
I just call them when I need them.
Yeah.
But it's vice versa. It's reciprocal. This is I don't use anyone and no one uses me.
Right.
It's all reciprocal.
Right. It's a balance.
I know what I bring to the
it's
table.
A balance.
Okay.
It's a balance.
And we have to ask that sometimes when we begin to connect with different women. Don't be offended. But if you are a business owner, we can say, girl, what do you need as a business owner? And you should be able to say, you know what, I need to look into HR.
You know what, one day, a couple of years ago, we're in 2 years now, I made some drastic changes at my office. And a girlfriend from high school, she just called out of the blue. We talk maybe like once a month. And she happened to call on the day that I was reflecting on the decisions that I had made. There you go. And she said, well, what are you going to do in the morning? I said, I'm going to the office to reorganize everything. She said, what time are you going? I said, I'm getting there at 6. She was there at 6. For a couple of Saturdays, she got up and went with me and reorganized that entire file room. That wasn't the kind of connection that we had, but she heard it in my voice. She came, we had the best conversations for a couple of weeks. You see what I'm saying? And we've gone back to our regular pattern. We talk about once a month. Yes. You see what I'm saying? Yes. But it wasn't, she didn't ask anything of me. I didn't ask anything of her. We didn't even go to breakfast afterwards. We were just like, okay, I'll see you next Saturday. Okay. And it was just, it was fine.
And we have those friends. I mean, when you look at your sister circle, when you look at your associates, it could be, I don't want to talk about, relationships and friendships in the workplace because I think that's a no-no. But I think you should have someone to say, you know what, I need somebody who's just good at brainstorming. I don't need direction right now. I have an idea and I just want to throw out some crazy ideas. And I need somebody on the other end saying, yeah, but what about? Now, what happens with that conversation? But I mean, we have to be more strategic about who we have in our lives. And yes, if you're the smartest one in your circle, it is time to get a new circle.
Okay. Your circle of friends or your circle of strategic alliances?
Your circle of friends. But please understand, when you talk about strategic alliances, it's not necessarily getting rid of. We have to know when we need them. Everyone doesn't, I don't need to talk to everybody every day. Right. I don't need to text everybody every day.
But you're not, so that's the difference that I'm making here, is that you don't get rid of them. The temperament of your conversation may change, even the timing of your conversation may change. But if I call one of my friends and we haven't even talked in a year, it'll be like we just talked on yesterday. And there's a mutual understanding that to love you, I don't have to talk to you every day. I can't do that anymore, but that doesn't mean I have to get rid of you. And I think that's where people are getting it confused. They're abandoning relationships that they've had. I've seen you on pictures. I know you still spend time with some people that you knew 20 years ago. You're from Fort Worth, right?
I am.
Yeah. So you see what I'm saying? So this is home. You see what I'm saying? So for me to look up and say, I'm not going to talk to you anymore because I'm trying to take my business to the next level. But people have told me that.
Yeah.
People, you see what I'm saying? That's what people have told me, and I'm like, I feel sorry for you.
And as a woman, as a woman, and as a business owner, out of respect, I would say I completely understand. If there's anything that I can assist you with, please let me know. Here are my areas that I know
of expertise,
that I can bring to the table.
Right.
Other than that, girl, I wish you the best, and I'll be watching.
And that's what I'm gonna do. I'm gonna watch. Okay. So here we go. We're good. We are good. Now listen, y'all can tell she's busy, right? She is busy. How do you find time to take care of all of these things that you're taking care of? Because did you bodybuild? Did you compete?
I did not. I came close, but I made a decision that I didn't have
You didn't
want
to do that? Okay. But you had options. Look.
I'm a grandmother, so I had to, yeah. Anyway, how do I find time? I believe I'm a big advocate of self-care. Ladies, self-care is not selfish. It's mandatory. Self-care. Because what I like for you to do, I like for you to envision a pie. Think about a pie. One piece of the pie goes to the church. Another piece of the pie goes to our jobs. Another piece of the pie goes to the children. Another piece of the pie goes to the husband, significant other. What other pie? We got another slice of the pie that goes to somewhere, all right? So why is it selfish when you take your piece of the pie? Take your piece of the pie. When I talk about self-care, I ask the question, when you look at your calendar, take a look at your calendar tonight when you get home. We have everyone else and everything else on our calendars. Where is you on your calendar?
And you know what? On the way here, I said, Siri, what is my calendar for July? And Siri didn't say anything about Stacy taking care of herself. That's a shame.
No. So what I do is I go into my calendar, and there are times that are mine. I am in the gym every morning from 5 to 6 a.m. That's my time. My friends and my sister circle, everyone know I'm in bed at 8:30, 9 o'clock. But my alarm goes off at 4:15. Okay, I don't stay up. I don't stay up late at night.
Right.
Now, you had something to do. I hope that's not every night you up at 11, 12 o'clock at night.
No.
Okay.
No.
All right.
No.
Okay.
No.
Ladies, we need our sleep.
Right.
I can't function.
Right.
If you don't want to deal with me if I hadn't had a lot of my sleep, and I get in 6 to 8 on a good day. So I'm just saying, make sure that you are scheduling that time. And just like it's an appointment for the church,
right?
When someone calls and say, "Hey, Megan, can you?" Unfortunately, I'm unavailable. That's my time.
Because it's on your schedule.
And think about that time that you have. It might be, you know what? I'm gonna take a PTO, a paid time off day. I'm not going to even tell nobody. I'm going to take the day off. I'm going to leave the house just like I'm going to work, and I'm going to come home around the same time. And guess what I'm going to do? Whatever I want to do. Whatever I want to do. I'm going to get up. I'm going to go have breakfast at a nice little cafe that I've been wanting to visit. I'm going to go sit at the bookstore for a little bit.
Yes.
I'm going to go into the mall and go into some places that I might not frequent
shop,
and just try on some stuff. No, I'll be back.
Yeah.
I'm going to do whatever it is I want to do, but here's the other part of it, lady. Plan it. Again, stop. We skimp when it comes to ourselves, but if the kids had a doctor's appointment,
we would not miss it.
First lady mentioned just a few minutes ago, her son is going to a camp. She's packed his clothes. She knows what time he's leaving. Do that same thing for you. I'm taking a day off on Friday the 17th. I'm going to get up at 8. I'm going to be so-and-so. Treat us.
And that's not being selfish.
It's
not being self-centered.
That's not selfish.
Everything in balance.
That is necessary.
It's a balance.
That is necessary. Ladies, take care of yourselves.
This is wonderful. Thank you. Yes. So would you like to share with them, do you have Twitter handles and social media?
Well, I'm working on that. As I mentioned before, I am about to launch yolandasnuggets.com, and right now my tentative date is for August the 15th.
Look at that.
Yes, so my website will be up, and I am going to, when I launch my website, I'm also going to launch my workshop. It's going to be my first workshop under my my best out, and it's called My Bad. BAD is an acronym for my brand, my attitude, and my destiny, #unapologetic.
Oh, look at you! Yeah. Yes.
Ladies, when we know who we are, who God has called us to be, I know how to present it to you. It's not about being cocky. It's about knowing that I got it. And when I get my attitude right, my destiny is right at hand.
Right. Right.
So my brand, my attitude, my bad. But you know what? I'm not apologizing from where I've been.
Right. To
or
where you
where
are
I'm
now.
going.
Yes. All righty. Thank you. Thank you for joining us.
Thank you for having me. I so appreciate this
I'm
opportunity.
looking for, I think everybody is going to enjoy this so much. I do.
good.
Ladies, can you give another hand? Yes. Yes. Oh, no. My friends laugh at me for my laugh.